You don't have millions of dollars to spend on online marketing, do you? Maybe you do. That's awesome if you do. I imagine you're like the majority of auto body shops that you want to make sure every marketing dollar you spend is making you more money. You want a return on investment. What I want to do today is help to reverse engineer the concept of having a PPC budget. Now, what in the world does PPC stand for? Well, it stands for pay per click. All right. What in the world does that mean? Pay per click is a type of advertising that you can do on different platforms. The one we naturally think of typically is Google. When someone does a search for, let's say, auto body shop near me, you can pay to have your shop at the top of the list. And then when they click on your ad, you pay for that click. You don't pay for them just seeing it. You pay only when they click on it. That is basically what pay-per-click is. Now, like I said, there are other places to do this than Google. Typically, we think of Google because they have 28% of the market share in the world on the PPC platform. So they are the biggest player. Now, what are some things to consider when you're determining your PPC budget for your auto body shop? The first one I have is your geographic location. Let's just think about that a little bit. Now, I don't know where your shop is, but I'm going to throw out some questions to help you think through this. Is your shop in a large metroplex? Are you near a large city? Are you in a large city? What is the geographical location of your shop? Do you have thousands of people living around your shop? Do you have millions of people living around your shop? Another question to consider in this geographic location question is how many competitors do you have? Do you have one? Do you have two? Do you have three? Do you have 10? Do you have 20? Do you have 30, 40, 50? That all varies obviously on your geographic location, and it does play into your PPC budget because the more shops that you have in your area, typically the more money you will need to pay for each click. Let me just give you a bit of a quick example. There are 50 shops in your area, let's say, and 20 of them are running Google pay-per-click PPC ad campaigns. Probably not 20 of them, but let's just say, in theory, they're running an ad for body shop, keyword, another keyword, auto body shop, maybe collision repair. Now, all of you 20 shops are competing for those keywords. Basically, there is a bidding going on that you are going to need to outrank your competition with to be at the top on that PPC ad campaign. Hence, you are going to have to pay more. So your PPC budget is going to have to be higher. What am I trying to say? Basically, what I'm trying to say, if you have a lot of shops around you, if you're in a larger metroplex, you are probably going to pay more for your keywords than, let's say, you were in a city of 10,000 people or a city of 20,000 people. So take that into consideration. Number one, what is your geographic location when you are considering the PPC budget for your auto body shop? Another consideration that you should think about is, what is your average repair order? I imagine you know that basically right off the top of your head, what your average repair order amount is. Is it $2,000? Is it $2,700? Is it $3,500? $5,000? I don't know what your average is, but you will know that. And then obviously, I'm sure you probably know the margin on that repair order. I don't know. Are you running at a 20% margin? Let's say you have an average RO of $3,000. Your profit margin average is 20%. That leaves you with $600 profit margin. So how much can you afford to pay to acquire one new repair order? Now, obviously, everybody that clicks on your PPC ad campaign will not be coming to your shop and getting a repair order. That would be amazing if you could do that. It doesn't work that way. But if you run a PPC ad campaign, you can start reverse engineering the data and figuring out what you can pay for each new lead. So go and figure out, I'm sure you know this already, your repair order, the profit margin, and how much can you afford to pay to acquire one repair order. Number 3, cost per click, your CPC. This is how much dollars you pay when someone clicks your ad. Now, obviously, if you're trying to figure out your PPC budget, you will need to know your CPC. When you start a brand new ad campaign, you won't have that information, but as you run it over a couple months, over a few months, you will start getting that information just from purely spending money and having people click. You will find out what your cost per click is. And so here again, the more shops that are competing for the keywords, that'll drive your CPC, your cost per click up. And like I mentioned before, that it takes you back to considering your geographic location. Number 4, right keywords. You need to do a little bit of research on what keywords are right for your shop. Obviously, some of the very general main ones are things like auto body shop, collision repair. Those are probably the top 3. Now, let's say in your instance, you are going after a particular group of people that maybe they own Lexus, or maybe they own a Tesla. Then you need to do some research around what keywords can you use to target a Tesla owner that was in a collision, because you are wanting to sell your services. You're not necessarily looking for the people that want the cheapest auto body repair. At least I imagine you're not. And another thing to consider on the keyword front is you want to be targeting your keywords at the people that need your services now. If you consider a funnel for your marketing, you want to be targeting the people that are at the bottom of the funnel. They need your services now, not really the people that are just kind of snooping around. Maybe they want to have a little bit of work done on their vehicle in the next year. Your keywords should be targeting the people that are at the bottom of the funnel. Let's say they were in an accident today or yesterday. Maybe their window got broken. Maybe their sunroof quit working. It all depends on what services you offer. So you want to be targeting the people at the bottom of the funnel. If you're picturing a funnel, be targeting the people at the bottom with your keywords. And another thing you want to consider is you don't want to be paying for clicks that are outside of your service area. So if you are in Denver, you don't want to be paying for clicks of somebody in Dallas that happens to see your ad. You want to make sure your services, your keywords are focused on your service area, not somewhere outside. You can also set up negative keywords to help manage your keywords. So let me give you an example. I imagine you don't want low cost work. So what you want to do is you want to go in and use a negative keyword. You would put in cheap auto body repair. You do not want to be shown when somebody searches cheap auto body repair. So it'll hide your ad from people that are looking for cheap auto body repair. That is another thing to do when you are setting up your PPC budget, planning, thinking through that. So of course, using the best keywords and negative keywords to help manage your PPC budget and use every single dollar and get in front of the people at the right time, the right people at the right time. All right, number 5, conversion rate. Sadly, only a fraction of the people who click on your ad are actually going to become paying customers. I know. Sorry, I have to break the news to you. Not everybody that sees your pay-per-click ad is going to be a customer. But there are some things you can do. If you have a very good landing page to send people to when they come from your PPC campaign, when they click on that, optimize a landing page to take them to. Don't just take them to your home page. Take them to a page that is branded and the messaging is very pointed to them because they clicked on your PPC ad. That will directly affect your PPC budget because the better your conversion rate, obviously the less cost per customer will be, per repair order will be. So definitely take that into consideration when you're planning your PPC budget. Now I'd like to spend a little bit of time just going over an example of calculating a PPC budget. Now these numbers are probably crazy, but they're fairly simple. I think they illustrate the point. So let's say you had a goal of an additional 100 repair orders per month. You did a massive expansion on your shop and you want to bring in an additional 100 repair orders per month. Your average close rate on an estimate written is 20%. Let me just say that again. Your average close rate on every estimate that is written is 20%. That means you will need 500 new leads per month to write estimates for. You will need to write 500 new estimates to turn into 100 repair orders. Are you following that? So we have 500 new estimates written. Your close rate is 20% on them. That leads to 100 repair orders. All right, so let's say a lead is costing you $10 on average. Now that means you're gonna have to spend $5,000 per month on your PPC budget to bring in 500 new leads to write estimates for, to in turn end up with 100 repair orders per month in your shop. Does that make sense? That is an example of calculating a PPC budget. If you want to think through that just a little bit more, what is your margin on those repair orders? Basically, it would be costing you $50 per signed repair order for that PPC campaign. Can you afford that with the amount of margin you have left on a repair order? That is something you need to know as an on-body shop owner. Now, to wrap this up, how about monitoring your PPC budget? So let's say you chose a budget. Now you're moving forward. You're in month 1, month 2. This needs to be monitored. Google ad campaigns do not run themselves. They need tracking. They need monitoring. They need somebody looking at the analytics and seeing how you need to adjust the ad spend per keyword or adjusting keywords, negative keywords. And of course, you need to do that reverse engineering of figuring out how much it's costing you per repair order and how much can you afford to spend per repair order. And then find that sweet spot on your Google ads. But Google is constantly tweaking the algorithm and changing things up. So you definitely need to stay on top of monitoring your PPC budget on an ongoing basis. Let's just recap this a little bit. What are some factors to consider? What's your geographic location? What's your average repair order? What is the cost per click? What are your keywords? What is your conversion rate? I challenge you, spend some time figuring this out, thinking through this before you start any type of pay-per-click campaign. It is well worth the time to figure out your budget, and then you have something to go back to and review and analyze and figure out, is it doing what you need? Because ultimately, your PPC budget needs to make your shop more money so you can serve more people. If it is not doing that, it is not serving you. All right, good luck. Take care.